call this one? This is actually dependent, right? Betul tak? Dependent sources because it have V naught over 70 because this V naught, but this V delta is actually dependent on this part lah. Okay. Okay, so for this one, how many notes that you have for this question? For this one, how many notes you have? Two lah kan? You have V naught and here you have V delta and V naught lah. Okay, so let's say I want to make it all living lah for these two nodes. Okay, all living. So what I have is that for node V delta here, what I have is V delta minus with 50 over 500. Okay, here plus with V delta over 1 kilo ohm plus with V delta minus with V naught over 2k lah, and then equal to 0. So this is my first equation lah. So like I'm doing before, if you want to simplify from here pun boleh simplify terus je, okay? And then for V naught here, okay, what you have is V naught minus with V delta over 2k plus with, because this is the opposite, so just minus V delta with 750 and then plus with V naught over 200 equal to 0. Okay, so you have these two equations. So now you can solve for V delta and V0 lah. And then if you solving this, you will get V delta is equal to 30 volts and then V naught is equal to 10 volts lah for this one. Alright, so I want you to try to solve for this equation until you get this answer lah. Okay? Boleh tak?
Boleh.
Okay, internet ada Alright. Okay, so for this one is the example for a supernode lah. Here we have the supernode, right? Do you remember about the supernode? So supernode happen when this node V naught, V delta and V naught sharing the same voltage source. Voltage source, no matter whether it's independent source or dependent source, so we have a supernode lah. So that's why here is a supernode lah. We call it as a supernode. So for this equation, because we have two nodes, V delta and V naught, so means still we have two equation lah. Okay, two equation to get V delta and V naught. Alright, so first equation is coming from the node which is sharing this, which is sharing for the supernode lah, which is happen to be a supernode, and the other equation is coming from this supernode. Okay, so the first equation is that from here, so you know that V delta and V naught, it happen to be the supernode, right? So your equation that you need to get is that this equation lah. Okay, so equation coming from here, and then from here lah. So you have four node lah, four equations, 1, 2, 3 and 4 for the supernode that happens. So you can just combine all the equation lah, combine all the node here lah, all the branch here for the supernode lah. Okay, so you will have the equation is that V delta minus with 15 over 10 here. Okay, so you just can ignore this lah. Okay, and then after that you have plus with V delta plus 2 plus with here V naught over 20 plus with V naught over 40 here, and then equal to 0. Okay. Okay, this is your first equation, and the second one that you can get your equation is, your second equation is coming from this supernode lah. Okay, you know that you have this, right? You have this as V delta and here is V naught, and plus minus here is 5 V naught. So what you got here, so just check for the positive here, right? So means that V delta minus with V naught equal to this one lah, 5 V naught lah, okay? So 5 V naught. So when you simplify it here, you can get V delta is equal to, so when you bring this V naught here, no, V naught delta lah, okay, silap. So V delta, then bring the 5 here, so it's gonna be negative for V delta, and then bring the V naught here, so V naught, so means that you can use this equation, and then just substitute here lah. So means that V naught here, you can just substitute it with this negative for V delta. Okay, just substitute with this new equation, so means that you can solve to get the V delta and V naught lah. Okay, so try to solve it by yourself lah, okay? So that you can get V delta is equal to 5, and then V naught you're gonna have equal to negative 20 volts, alright? Okay guys, I want you to try.
Doktor nak tanya,
Okay. Okay.
Kenapa kita tak ambil kira yang 33 tu?
You can just